So recently, I was asked on one of my tutorial videos how to apply hazard trails to the player itself. And I thought that, well, that's an interesting question. I should really check that out and see if I can figure out how to do that. And I went and I did a couple of experiments. I found a couple ways to do it. And I did a tutorial about my findings. And it turns out that that question was asked by AchivedPuma843. Who used that knowledge to create a board called OVERKILL2 Extrahalo736479. That is quite a mouthful. I don't know that you're going to reach the Billboard Top 100 with a band name like that, but it is kind of a cool name for a board there. And that map ID is 2F9LZCS8, currently sitting with 2 plays. I'm not sure if it's in the review queue yet. If not, it should be. And I see I'm one of the custom tags. Thank you so much for that. Let's take a look at the author profile here. AchivedPuma843 is looking like the holiest unholy warrior ever with that cool like white and purple armor. That's really great looking. He's currently played 6 hours 23 minutes of SNAPMAP content and accumulated over 11,000 SNAPMAP points. Currently listed as the author of 8 total maps and looking at a 33% upvote rating off of 4 upvotes. So in any case, let's go ahead and see what this experiment has wrought as I have no joke for that name, so we're just going to overkill 2. Alright, go check out Z-Manzilla's channel for helping me get the hazard trail, like, sub, turn notifications on too. Okay, wow, thank you very much. And oh my god, that's fast. I love it. Classic Doom 3, it says. Alright. Whoa. Tired of kill, game over. Okay, so taunt 1 hazard trail, taunt 2 place hazard trail, taunt 3 remove hazard. Okay. So we taunt 1 for hazard trail. And I am on fire! Okay, oh. Okay, so. Alright, so. Okay, cool. Wow, okay. So basically I can just create sort of fiery areas where. Okay, I think the problem though is, well, A, and kind of my speed, and B, I can't exactly stand still either. Alright. What was it? Taunt 3 to turn it off, I think? Okay, so... Okay. Alright. Alright, there we go. So that's my taunt to turn it off, my wall lean. Okay, so, and then... What was the other one? Taunt to... Place hazard trail? Taunt 3, remove hazard. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, I facepalm to remove the hazard. Whoa! Okay. So, real quick. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So, I've done enough facepalms. You notice I'm in the Praetor suit. So, that does... being in the Praetor suit takes away player's choice, player's armor choice, and leaves him vulnerable to certain bugs with larger weapons. Okay, said it. Finally got it out of the way. Now, the other thing is, I don't necessarily think the bug itself is going to cover, because it doesn't seem to be that we're going to be running too much into larger weaponry, at least not that I can tell. I haven't really been able to move too much because it's been Hell Knight after Hell Knight. But okay, so this looks like a basic template, I think, with this room added to it, where this appears to be where all you Hell Knights are spawning from. Big U. So, oh my lord, wow, this is nuts and Robin here. Yo, okay. Woo, 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 woo. Oh my goodness. You have officially reached ludicrous speed, so that wall is just keep bleeding. Oh, that was kind of cool, that sort of ricochet. Ricochet biscuit. Alright. If I'm not mistaken, I think these guys are set to... whoa! Okay, this is... Oh yeah, this room... So it seems like I should just go to the source here, I guess. Bloop. That. Dip. Alright. So, okay, so I do know for a fact, at least from what I'm told, that basically this is a So crunch all you want, but I'm just curious. I'm not taking... I just realized something. I'm not taking any damage. Alright. So basically, if I just sit here and wait for these guys to damage the crap out of themselves... So, I think what's going on here is what we don't... I wouldn't necessarily call this a board, per se. I think what it is a proof of concept. And, alright, so real quick, though, as a proof of concept, let's go ahead and set ourselves on fire again. And... just sit here and watch the bodies pile up as these guys constantly sort of run into me and die. But as you can see, when they're taking hazard damage, they're not providing score. So that's something to think about there. Is if you're looking to build a board that's sort of based around the idea of using your hazard trail to damage dudes, you got to remember that the trade-off there is that by default it's not awarding score. So you either have to set up a system in which any death that's caused by your hazard trail is assigns a score value, which you'd have to do manually, and if you only have one mob in your entire board, then that's a little easier to do. You just make it the same point value as the mob, which I think for these guys is 500 points. Or you can assign any value you want, or 200 points I think it is. Anyway, 400 points, that's what it is. You could either do it that way, or you could just make it sort of an arbitrary, okay, if you kill enemies with your hazard trail, you get 100 points, or whatever the case may be. You have to make that sort of decision yourself, and then... Okay, so... Alright. And then this... yeah, turn off that. Okay. Music off. Well, why would we ever want to turn this music off, man? It's one of my favorite tunes. Okay, so, yeah, so, I mean, it's definitely, as I'm playing this, I'm getting, like, ideas for how to actually use the hazard trail effect as a core or even supporting game mechanic in a fuller board, but I don't think, I honestly don't feel like, in its current state yet, that it's, what I would call a full board. So, that's, okay, so, I think we got enough here to kind of get sort of the dealio. Okay, so tired of kill. I'm trying to be tired of kill here. Thank you. There we go. All right, you did good out there. Check back for updates. Okay. What I think we got here is a proof of concept, and those are good. I mean, like there's sort of a discussion sometimes, like especially if you're running across things in the review queue or on the newest maps list or whatever, where it's like if you've got sort of a an incomplete or short experience, well, is that a slap map or is that like just a whatever? And I say no. I think what's happening here is what we've got is somebody has come up with an idea, and while they're trying to come up with the supporting ideas to make an entire board out of it, they kind of want to show off that knowledge and share it and have people test it for them. And I think that's what's going on here. And I feel now I'm realizing that sort of title, that Overkill2 Extrahalo736479, what's going on there, I think, first of all, is obviously the second part of that is AchivedPuma, I don't know how to pronounce that, Puma843 is using their Xbox Live tag, I think, as the sort of like the extra second half of that, and is providing sort of like a proof of concept idea here. And it's a good place to start, and it allows people, idiots like me and stuff, to go in there and sort of test out that theory and look at it and go, hey, what can we do with this? What shouldn't we do with this, for example? And of course, one of the things you got to look out for, I'm glad that they're using the fire, because that's less of a sort of epilepsy blinky warning kind of thing. But it's still a little hard on the eyes, and if the player stands still, they're not really able to line up shots and stuff. But you could build a mechanic around that. Like, for example, if you use an effect that isn't too obnoxious on the eyes and maybe doesn't have quite as bright of a color, 'cause I may think maybe that bright green is a problem. But that one thing that it does do is it does obscure. So you could create a board around the idea that, you know, you got this dude that's on fire, and if they stand still, they can't, their vision is entirely blocked, so you must keep moving. And so you could build, you could use that mechanic to really add an extra layer of challenge to a board, for example. You could have another board where you're completely unarmed and you have to use your body fire to damage demons, and you get score for doing that. That's another idea. Maybe another idea is, you know, you have a imagine like a Devil City Ransom style board, you know, where, you know, one of the things I wanted to work into Devil City Ransom that I never did was having a special attack button, because you know how like all those fight games always have like the one special attack that you have to charge up, and so like you could have like it hooked up to a timer or something, like a counter based on number of kills or something, but when you build up your special meter, you can push a button and then you get a barrel explosion that happens around you that like kills all the enemies around you. Like these are all ways that you could apply that mechanic, and it's thanks to proof of concept boards like OVERKILL2, Extrahalo736479, Manchester United 0, you know, that that you know we're able to sort of sit here and come up with those ideas, and so I think it's great for that. So you know, if you do feel like giving this some support, or even just looking at the logics there, and you know, seeing what's going on there, how to do that, and maybe some, you know, get some ideas for how to improve it. What you can do is you can go to map ID 2F9LZCS8. Again, that's OVERKILL2 by AchivedPuma843. And you know, go ahead and download that. You know, download that map, take a look at the logic, see what you can do with it. And I mean, I'm certainly this certainly got my ideas going here. You know, I think this is awesome.